Welcome back, folks. BShooter94 with another WCW Monday Nitro. We are in week 3 of December. We're on the post Nitro from Starcade 2002. We are in front of about 7,000 people tonight. We're doing a Nitro in Canada. Tonight is exciting. We're going to run through the recap of Starcade real quick before we get into the show. We had the United States Championship changing hands as Dustin Rhodes was able to pin Buff Bagwell in the triple threat match to become the new WCW US Champion. AJ Styles was able to defeat and retain his television championship over former partner Mark Jindrak. We had Mike Awesome defeat Kevin Nash in a singles bout. We had Chris Kanyon pin Booker T. We had Rob Van Dam end the undefeated streak of Ken Shamrock. We had the Militia defeat Sting, Ultimo, and Rey Mysterio in a 6-man tag. And we had the WCW Championship change hands as Mayhem winner Bill Goldberg defeated the Monster Abyss. So that was the recap of Starcade. If you hadn't seen Starcade, please go back, check that out. Best show we've made, booked from start to finish. And was very happy with the card overall. We got 72 rating on the show recap. Just a heads up, we are in Canada. I don't know exactly how these ratings are going to go, because some guys are more popular than others. But we will see how this show goes, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Our opening segment is Bill Goldberg coming down to the ring and cutting a promo saying it's taken him 2 years since WCW has relaunched to become the WCW champion, be on top of the WCW world, and it took beating an old nemesis like Abyss to finally do it, and that he says that he is going to take WCW in 2003 to the very top, and that whoever takes his championship from him is going to practically have to kill him for it. 71 rating out of Bill Goldberg. He gets interrupted by Buff Bagwell as Buff Bagwell interrupts and says that it took you 2 years to win gold here in WCW. I did it last year with no problem. No one's liked you since you came here in WCW in the 90s. Nothing's changed now. Goldberg's ready to fight and challenges Buff Bagwell to a singles bout tonight. And Heyman comes out and announces that tonight's main event for WCW Monday Nitro is a non-title Bill Goldberg versus Buff Bagwell. Even though Buff did take the loss in the US Championship match, he's still a formidable foe. And tonight it's a singles bout, Goldberg versus Buff, non-title. 72 rating out of Paul Heyman, putting in the match to go for tonight. In our opening contest, in a decent match, AJ Styles defeats Chavo Guerrero in 10 minutes by pinfall with a Styles Clash. Chavo only a 38, which is a joke. AJ at 78. TV title song has advanced. Announcing quality lifted the match. Non-title match, remember. AJ Styles gives us a 63 for the match. This is simply AJ Styles just picking up another victory. Chavo Guerrero might be on his way out if he keeps this up. But good stuff here at AJ. Solid win. Trying to make that TV title matter as much as I can. So that's exciting stuff. Okay. Alright, and then we have a backstage promo, and this is what I'm talking about where I don't know what the ratings are going to be. Shane Douglas and Steve Corino say that they are finally back on Nitro after a few weeks off, and tonight they're going to start their journey towards the WCW Tag Team Championships. Shane and Steve Corino have been a solid mid-card team, and we might give them a shot at the tag belt at some point. I haven't ultimately decided who's going to be challenging the Dudleys going down the road yet, but we'll get there. 50 rating on that, and Steve Corino worked the crowd well. In a decent match, the franchise defeats Zero Cool in 8:17 when Steve Corino pinned Scott Taylor with an old school expulsion. Steve Corino at 50, Shane at 61, Scott Taylor at 57, Sean O'Hara 54. Sean O'Hara and Scott Taylor show excellent chemistry, and they announced a quality to the match with a 60 rating. Good win here for the franchise. Zero Cool is a direction for them going forward, so look forward to that. I'm very excited where I'm going, and hopefully it goes well. Post match, Steve Corino or Sean O'Hara's clearly upset after the loss, um, but nothing else to really say about that other than he's just a little bit upset. 54 rating on that. Okay. We get a Team Canada arriving in 2 weeks, which is ironic since we're in Canada right now. But it's them just kind of going over who's going to be a part of it. The EY and Bobby Roode will be in a tag team match on the first Nitro of 2003. That Lance Storm has seen success here in WCW before, and he's going to bring his new Team Canada to the top of WCW. 47 rating on that. We get an announcement from the announcers that say that Rey Mysterio and Ultimo Dragon will be facing off against the Militia's Ray Gonzalez and Super Crazy tonight. Militia did pull out the victory over them at Starcade, so a rematch of just the tag teams makes sense here tonight. 51 rating on the match announcement. We get a backstage promo from the Guido and Ray Gonzalez, Berlin, and Super Crazy as the Guido says that last night he did what he had to do and took out Sting to help his guys win. He needs to get his guys back towards championship gold, and he doesn't care what he has to do to get there. And Sting was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Rey Mysterio and Ultimo Dragon, you will do the same tonight. 64 rating from the Guido and the Militia's promo. The Militia Strong has advanced, and Guido did a masterful job. And about that good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, the Militia defeats Rey Mysterio and Ultimo Dragon in 12:57. Ray Gonzalez pins Ultimo Dragon with a Phoenix Landing. Ultimo Dragon at 52, Ray at 88, Super Crazy at 55, Ray Gonzalez 64. The Militia story has advanced. This match got the crowd hotter, and Rey Mysterio looked good. 68 rating here. Figured to give the real tag team the victory here is the best move. Ray and Ultimo don't lose anything for losing this match, so that's all I really got to say. The Militia gets a nice victory. Post match, as the Militia is celebrating, you see Sting up in the rafters looking down, and he kind of signals his bat towards the ring. So clearly we are going to have some type of thing with Sting and the Guido. I'm looking forward to putting that together. It originally was a Starcade match, but Guido could not wrestle. Couldn't wrestle, and he couldn't do any angles for like 4 weeks up till Starcade, so we weren't going to play that game. 71 on that rating, and the Guido did superb without a script, so good stuff here, boys. We get a video package of Dustin Rhodes winning the U.S. Championship as he pinned Buff Bagwell, not the U.S. Champion Rhino at Starcade, but Dustin Rhodes has finally gotten gold here in WCW. 61 rating on that video, and the U.S. title storyline has advanced. In a decent match, Dustin Rhodes defeats Bryan Clark in 6:39 by pinfall with a curtain call. Dustin Rhodes is 71, Bryan Clark at 39. They announced a quiet lift to the match, and Clark was visibly tiring at the end. That's fine. 61 rating on the match. Good win for our new U.S. champion, Dustin Rhodes, just to give him a victory after winning the belt. Nothing positive to say, unfortunately, about Bryan Clark. I think he's on his way out. Post-match, Dustin Rhodes is celebrating his victory, and Rhino hits the ring and attacks him from behind, laying him out, saying that he never pinned him for the U.S. Championship. as referees come in and get Rhino off of Dustin Rhodes. So clearly Rhino is going to want his belt back, and feels that he did not lose it. So 64 rating on the US Championship storyline. We come back from commercial and it's Rhino cutting a backstage promo saying he was never pinned and he wants his US Championship belt back. He's invoking his rematch clause whenever he feels like it. And Dustin Rhodes to make sure you shine up that belt real nice because it's coming back to Rhino as soon as I want it. 59 rating out of Rhino. He doesn't say when the US Championship rematch is going to be, but we'll see when that happens. We might get some more news from him next week. 59 rating on that segment. In about that, great wrestling and good heat. Mike Awesome defeats Vampiro in 10 minutes by pinfall with an awesome bomb. Mike Awesome at 82, Vampiro at 71. This match is a better color commentary. Mike Awesome benefited from having a hot new move, and this match got the crowd hotter with an 80. Was not ready for that, but good stuff here, boys. Vampiro is from Canada, so maybe that helped. I'm not sure. But big win here for Mike Awesome, as he did beat Nash last night. So keeping up his momentum going into 2003. And Mike Awesome gets a microphone after the match and declares 2003 will be the year that he becomes WCW champion. 71 rating on that. So Mike Awesome is really putting some pressure on himself going into 2003. So good stuff out of Mike Awesome here. We get a video package of RVD defeating Ken Shamrock at Starcade and ending that undefeated streak. RVD said he was going to do it, and he finally was able to last night. 73 rating on that video package. And in about the head, good heat and decent wrestling, RVD defeats DDP in 6:46 by pinfall with a 5-star frog splash. RVD in 84, Page at 38. Page was visibly tiring, and the performance RVD stood out, so 70 rating for RVD, simply just to get him on the card and get him a victory, as we have plans going forward on what we are doing with Rob. So good stuff there. 70 rating out of RVD. We get a graphic that says Big Sexy Kevin Nash will be back on Monday Nitro next week. Not sure what Big Sexy's got to say or what he's going to do after losing to Mike Awesome last night. But he's going to be here, and who knows what that could mean. He could go after anybody he wants, or he could go after any belt he wants. We don't know. 72 rating on that from Nash. Paul Heyman announces that next week we will find out who our new general manager is, and the general manager will start his role the first week of 2003, and we will also find out there's going to be a huge new announcement next week as well. So we'll hear from the new GM next week, as well as the new major announcement. 64 rating on that. And in our main event of the evening, and about to had great heat and good wrestling, Bill Goldberg defeats Buff Bagwell on 12:31 by pinfall with a jackhammer. Buff Bagwell at 50, Goldberg at 80. The WCW Championship star has advanced and gained heat. Buff Bagwell and Don Murray are a good pairing. They play off each other well. 75 rating overall for the match. Great main event here. A couple of big matches on this card. Let's see what we get for an overall show rating. Now remember, we're in Canada, so we'll see what happens here. Let's hope for some good stuff. We got an overall rating of 74. We increased our popularity in 11 regions. We didn't lose any popularity. Good stuff. We had 7,000 people here in Canada, so that's a big win, I think. Good stuff out of this show. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying the save. I think you guys are. Next week, looking forward to our Nitro. We have our new general manager announcement. We have two major announcements for the show, so look forward to that for the first show of 2003. Lots of stuff to unpack next week, so make sure you're watching the whole episode next week to see what's going on. Other than that, guys, I want to say thank you. You guys are awesome. Keep liking and keep commenting. Keep this save going. And we'll see you guys next week on Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the last WCW Monday Nitro of 2002.